What? I like you. Since the first time I saw you. And, ever since we've been friends, I have liked you, Dayun. Ah. I'm sorry, it must be really awkward for someone you don't like to confess. Don't like you? It's absolutely not like that. Saiwu, you are kind and really good-looking, talented, and fun. Really, why would I hate you? What happened? There's probably no need to ask. Well, wasn't that what you were prepared for? She wants to focus on her studies. That girl, she should at least make a better excuse. She can't even study well. Why me? Are you okay? Hey, sorry. Why am I like this? Indeed, it is the greatest mystery in your life. It's not that you dislike exercising, and, it's not even that you can't. With every meal, you meticulously calculate the calories. If people who are on a diet could follow even half of what you do, then, no one in the world would get fat. Have you ever been to a hospital or something? I have. I went many times. What did they say? If you're not losing weight no matter what you do, that's because of genes. Genes. It would have been rather nice if that was true. Even though it feels unfair, I could have given up already. The past or now, complimented me. See my father, however, I have heard many stories. My father was a very famous wrestler. Although his period of activity was short, his record and strength were truly overwhelming. According to my mom, I'm not overweight. She says seeing a healthy appearance is the best. I just have a physique where muscles develop easily. So irritating, seriously. That's right. What's the meaning of a diet that doesn't even work? How many years have I been dieting without any results? Instead of continuing to be stressed for nothing, I'd rather eat as much as I want. Ah. Damn it. Current distance 4 kilometers. This is faster than the average record. Never. I will never give up. Current distance 15.4 kilometers, updating the personal record. I ran too far without even realizing it. But this place, was there a place like this? It's my first time seeing it. Well, if I turn on the map app, it should show where I am. You are indeed fast. Growing up like a little pig. Still, it seems like you can't deceive your bloodline. At first glance, he seemed to be 5 to 6 meters tall. Are you okay? There's no need to be scared like that. I didn't come to devour you. I'm Grandpa Mangti, taking care of the yokai in this peninsula. Playing the role of divine judge. What? From the looks of it, it seems you know nothing at all. Well, it's okay. There's no need to say much. Come with me, will you? What is this? Awakening complete. So, what happened after that? After that? That was the end. Seriously. What kind of shitty dream is that? Well, after listening to you, it sounds like it was quite fun though. Since you won in the end. It's pretty strange that you were getting beaten up in your dream. Don't people usually do things they are familiar with in their dreams? You said that you've never learned wrestling. You consistently did boxing to lose weight. It really is strange. That dream felt really vivid, as if I knew exactly what I was doing from the start. I feel like if I tried right now, I'll be able to do it. Aren't you getting too immersed in this? That's what I'm telling you. Anyways, I wonder if it's because I've been under a lot of stress lately. Was I that obsessed with losing weight? Even if it was a dream, it doesn't make sense for my body to suddenly become muscular. It did. Have you come back to your senses? I assumed you'd wake up after a while since you fell asleep while standing. It's not a dream. It's not a dream. Then, that monster or whatever it was, it's real. What about my home? That's right, what will you do? To be honest, I'm a little disappointed. It's my first time seeing a half-human. But now that I've seen you in person, you're quite stupid and pathetic. That thing, does he really have goblin blood? You saw the fight earlier as well. Sigh, well, an opponent is an opponent. He couldn't use any impressive magic, all he did was show off his strength. To think that he was struggling against something like that and feeling proud of his victory. Excuse me. The evaluation is over, right? Then, please let me go back home now. That's right, you've proved yourself admirably. As a monster, your name will be added to the register of names. Ah, yes. That's good. But I must go back home, what if there's no valid reason? You're either pretending to be an idiot or you really are an idiot. Unless you can gain recognition for your ability to completely conceal your identity among humans. I'm not someone who causes trouble. I've never hit anyone and lived peacefully. Well, if you don't understand, I guess I have no choice. But to kill you. Huh. That's right, do you get the gist of it now? Whether you consider yourself to be a human or not, your body is already that of a monster. Among the monster species, the goblin species power is undoubtedly considered to be the best. An ordinary human body would be ruined if you held them the wrong way. I understand that. But to wait until I'm 500 years old, that's ridiculous. Really? Didn't I tell you that the king of the monsters is chosen once every 666 years? Before that, all monsters were free to enter and exit the human realm. The most a human could do was run away and be scared of us on the nights we appear. Rely on strong human-friendly species that lived among them. Fear. And worship. That was humanity's attitude toward us until 666 years ago. After the end of the festival 666 years ago. The newly crowned king, for some reason, didn't seem to like that fact. On the day he ascended to the throne, the king wrote down a new law using the blood of the monsters that he had killed. Because of this restriction, we were prohibited from harming humans and even revealing ourselves or approaching them. But even that won't last for long now. In half a year, the current king's 666-year reign will come to an end, and he will abdicate. On that day, once the sun sets in the human realm, it will be the moment that all monsters have been longing for. The monster's night. All creatures of the monster realm will rush into the human realm and awaken the forgotten fears and reverence within humanity. During these 6 months, either wait for it to pass or learn how to harness your power. How powerful does someone have to be called strong among the monsters? For a brief moment there, you seem to have made a determined expression to keep them away from touching humanity. For a 17-year-old boy, it's impossible to make precise predictions. However, one thing is for certain, the world will become much more dangerous for all humanity. The goblin blood coursing through you is extremely powerful. If you manage to win the festival and become the king of the monsters, you can reenact that law once again. Don't speak of something impossible. Come to think of it, I haven't introduced her yet. Her name is Silwa. Just like you, a child who is going to participate in the festival. You said you would take the qualification test to enter the human realm, didn't you? That child is in a similar situation as you. Despite being quite young, she wants to enter the human realm. Didn't he say that the monsters would be able to enter the human realm in 6 months? In the first place, why do I have to take this test? I'm aware of that. That's why it's difficult to hastily judge your qualifications. I understand what you're trying to say. I wouldn't have called you here if that's what I was thinking. However, this must be fortunate timing. As you've already seen, Choi Saiwoo is a human. Wait, could it be? I will give you until the end of the month. If I see that you've made a certain amount of progress after a month, I'll judge the two of you as qualified to venture into the human realm. Don't say something so ridiculous. What am I supposed to teach someone like him in just a month? It would have been better if you had said outright that you couldn't give it to me. Whether you give up here or decide to teach him, it's entirely up to you. Personally, I believe that it's quite possible. I know this will be a useless question, but I'll ask it anyway. Do you know what monster force is? I see. I have no choice. What's with that expression? Little fox, that little one is mine. Where did the old man go off to? Ah. You're really a clingy one. Because of lowly beings like you, monsters are insulted by humans. You fucking bitch. Unlike humans, where there is no superiority between races. For monsters, there's a significant difference in terms of species and lineage. The difference among monsters is determined by the disparity between their average potential and specific abilities, creating their distinct class within the monster realm. Now that pure-blood goblins have disappeared, opinions differ on which bloodline deserves to be referred to as the highest class. But if they put aside their pride, many monsters would reluctantly give the same answer. Those wicked beasts. The foxes who hide their 9 tails are said to be closest to the pinnacle of monsters. A series of surreal scenes before his eyes. But the boy no longer groaned. Just standing there frozen in surprise won't help him in his current situation. The situation he is facing is a reality where he has to accept and adapt somehow. This is magic. It's the ability to consume and use energy and forces. There are 2 types of magic, unique magic and acquired magic. An example is the Goblin Sirium, a race-specific ability that your bloodline remembers. But in the case of acquired magic, it is different. Any monster can use it as long as they learn it. Learning and training are essential. You see this guy who's stuck, right? He neglected training, and now he's humiliated by a simple binding. He's just a sample of things that are grossly inferior to me. Anyway, now that it has come to this, I'm gonna teach you. I don't like annoying processes. If the results aren't worth my time, you'd feel my wrath. It will be hard for someone like you who was human a few minutes ago. Even so, if you will teach me, I'll do my best or die trying. I really need to learn no matter what. Alright. I think you'll likely fail, but it's better than not trying at all. Then shall we have our meal first? As I said, it takes consuming forces to perform magic. The power of all the inhabitants of this monster world. But you won't have a lot right now. Normally, it accumulates naturally just by breathing and eating here, but you just arrived today. Nothing would have accumulated with only your human diet, so the power you've had since birth is all you have. You're hungry, right? After all that hard work, I'm sure you must starve. No, well, I don't feel that hungry right now. This is. I told you. You have very little force left in you. You've probably got only a handful left. That one piggyback ride must have exhausted everything. Well, the solution to your problem is simple. Do you see that guy? There are rules among monsters. If the judge declares the winner of a duel, the right to life and death of the loser is in the hands of the winner. To eat the defeated monster and consume his force is the most effective way to get it. With his size, he'll be a good meal for you. Your hunger will go away afterward. For the first time in his life, he felt a demonic hunger coursing through him. The desire was fueled by the whispering of the nine-tailed fox. Just an instinct to prey. However, if there is something that Sielwa has not thought of before, it is that the greedy goblin's nature will try to capture a prey that is much more nutritious and delicious. Well, will you look at that? Chain. Seriously. No matter how hungry you are, you shouldn't be so arrogant. A half-baked monster like you, really think you can eat me? I guess I must have looked pretty easy to you, right? I'll have to properly fix your bad manners. Even if it's just one, he broke off one. Just with his arm strength. Yes. Even if you're half-baked, a goblin is still a goblin, that's what you want to show, is it? Alright, I acknowledged you. Summon. Blessed Great Demon King. One fist. Of. Palm. Rar. Still alive? Well, even if he's dead, there's no helping it. He was asking for death anyway when he attacked me. I didn't really expect much from him. The fact that the boy just awakened, even among the powerful goblins. Only a few could be chosen to be enlightened for their unique magic. In spite of its scarcity, with overwhelming power, he showed the ability to become a symbol of the goblin race. For a half-baked goblin, you sure have shown a lot of sides. Goblins club unique magic. Sielwa was an outstanding monster. A genius who had attained 9 tails even before reaching the age of 100, a talent gained from a Korean peninsula demon fox family in 1,000 years. That's why she could feel it so clearly. Goblin's club, just how dangerous the wicked item she was coming face to face with for the first time in her life. If I just simply think about the monster force amount, then, I have no reason to lose. But what is this pressure? Goblin Club Transformation Thundering Strike. Yeah. You. It's this kind of feeling. The club of a goblin. Then, I should show what I've got as well. Bang. Well, this much would have been insufficient. When I think about the sickening endurance I saw just now, you'll have to smash him down about 5 or 6 times for him to get his act together. I can't believe it, even if it's just one arm, it's possible to fight against the great prostrating demon emperor. That's why in the past, when the goblins were alive and well, monsters would call the Goblins Club a weapon that can become anything. Shattering code. The shape and attack method, the two of them have both changed. To make it hard to respond from here. That club, its power aside. The cost-effectiveness and practical ability of magic is at a ridiculous level. Rather than give him room to get an ample amount of firepower. Deception of the Great Prostrating Demon Emperor. Twin Chaotic Hand Slap. Ha, even this, he's holding on real tight, seriously, even those who have sloppily reached the age of 100 or 200 years are no match for him. I think I can tell why those goblins were so good. For a halfling that's barely just opened his eyes to be at that level. But this is all there is to it. No matter how cost-effective it is, it looks like his magic is finally reaching its limit. If we keep at it like this, in the end, he's going to keep going until his body breaks apart. Really, it can't be helped. Three tails, no. 5. I have every reason to be proud. Whether it's your first time. Your opponent who emits this much in an actual fight. Deception of the Great Prostrating Demon Emperor. Upper half. Five connections, 6 cuts, first strike. Oh, this is hopeless. Was I a bit late? Excuse me, this is incredibly unfortunate, but you'll die soon. The collapse caused by the magic depletion has already begun. But, it's your responsibility, you know that? Since you're the foolish one who didn't know your place, and didn't even know up to the point your body was breaking apart. Looks like I'm going to get a huge scolding from that grandpa. Mom. Ha, seriously. From 5 tails. To the magic from the fox bead I kept from a short while ago. If you don't give returns for the investment, then you'll really get it from me. This is. I'm really sorry. I remember everything. About what I did. I don't know how it was possible, but despite being fully conscious, I couldn't control my body. Anyway, I'm really sorry. You were only trying to help me, but because of me, you were put in danger instead. Drink. Pardon. Drink it before it gets cold. Ah, yes ma'am. Thank you for the drink. Is it, like Oriental medicine? Ugh. I'll kill you if you spit it out. What's it made out of? Who knows? Knowing won't help you finish it. I won't pester you, so drink up. And listen while drinking. First of all, you forgot something important. That giant-mouthed goblin must have run away while we were fighting. Well, regardless, ownership is still yours. He's probably hiding somewhere, curling up for 100 years. Since he knows that it'll work right away if he's caught. It was a tonic perfect for a halfling like you. Seems like you spit out what was in your mouth. Is there no alternative method? Alternative method? Look at you. Do you still think you're a human? If you're not prepared to hurt someone to get stronger, then, it's not that. It still hasn't registered that I'm killing or eating monsters. And it's true that I don't want to. But to be honest, no matter who it is, in my point of view, they're all dangerous monsters who hurt people. If I don't do things correctly, in a few months, the people I know will face a terrible fate. If I need to kill, I'll kill, and if I need to eat them, I will. I've already told you. I'll do my utmost. I asked if there was an alternative method not because I wouldn't eat them, I'm asking just in case there isn't another chance for it. Well, I've already told you, but the most effective way to increase your monster force is to eat other monsters. However, as far as it goes, it's only possible when it's a duel the both of you have agreed upon. You were a special case. Since if there's no rule like that, weak fellows will be caught and eaten and won't survive. Additionally, easy prey won't come to you anymore. Even if you're a halfling, countless monsters saw that you're a goblin who knows a bit of Syrian. And rumors about you have probably spread everywhere. Fellows who you'll easily be able to eat won't want to fight you. The ones who'll come to you will be the opposite. They'll be monsters you won't be able to handle at your level. But, well, if you've lost a pheasant, you should boil and eat a chicken instead, no? Come outside. I have a present for you. That present is. What do you think? It's okay, right? Isn't that a monster? Well, it is and it isn't. Technically speaking, it lost its rights as a monster. Their causes are all different, but some monsters lose their sense of reasoning and lose themselves to their instincts. You were just like that, weren't you? However, in cases where they aren't lucky as you and do something they can't undo, we stigmatize them as beasts, not monsters, and we deprive them of their rights as monsters. Shudderwock. That's what we call them in the Korean peninsula. Why are you just staring like that? I told you, didn't I? It's a beast that's lost its sense of reasoning. At first, I thought he'd freeze and hesitate, leading him to get beaten up, but he's using his body better than I expected. Did I underestimate him? However, even so, he must just be running away for as long as possible. His opponent is originally from the fire dog family and made a name for himself. However, because of his greed of wanting to represent his family in the festival, he was found guilty of forcefully kidnapping monsters and eating them. He surpassed his limit and couldn't handle the monster force, so he went crazy. Okay. As expected, is he unable to swing the club consciously? Well, it's not like I expected anything different. This isn't a fight I'm expecting Saiwu to win. Even though he lost his sense of reasoning, he's an opponent whose physical ability is one level higher. Moreover, he's not compatible with the grabbing and throwing aspect of Sirium. It was a cruel but definitive method to awaken his instinct. That only comes out when he's on the brink of death, but... Ha! Wow! Your athleticism is better than I thought. Sorry. To be honest, because you said your goal was to lose weight, I didn't think it'd be this good. Do you have any thoughts on learning boxing properly? When I lose weight, I'll think about it. Wait. Hey, you punk. You'll naturally lose it if you're consistent. Let's do it for just 6 months. If you're willing, this brother will take care of your diet and training. With your skill, you could definitely aim for competitions. Oh, and your weight will naturally shed off your body too. Of course. Ha. It'd be nice if boxing had an effect. Unlike others who trained in martial arts. The boy's goal was not physical strength or fighting. I want to lose weight was his ordinary, simple, yet desperate concern. Despite his consistent effort, it never came to fruition. But the boy never gave up. Since the upper grades of elementary school, the types of sports he's done total to 16. Among them, 7 of them were combat sports. Although the training periods were short and his weight loss didn't reach his goal, his efforts and his natural-born athleticism as a goblin made him perfectly absorb all the skills from those 7 combat sports. Does this make sense? But, how am I supposed to eat this? Brav. Is that martial arts? I hope that isn't the kind of power he had from the start. It's a technique created by humans in the end. As it isn't made to match a monster's body and strength. It hasn't even been long since he's gained a monster's body either, but in an actual fight, he was able to cleanly get a sense of things and use it. More than I thought, his potential is, so what more do I need to do from here now? For the time being, I do think I've won. Surely I won't have to eat it to clean it up exactly like you said. Well, of course that isn't it. First, we should talk after you've definitely won, yes. Ugh. Ow. How come? I'm sure there'd even be more than enough time left after you respond. The biggest reason why humans are scared of getting injured isn't because of the pain. Loss. Fear that a part of one's body may either be permanently deformed or completely lost altogether. It's one of the primal fears that living organisms called humans are born with. And is enough of a reason to cause a 17-year-old boy to have a panic attack. Ha. You're. Humans and monsters. There are so many differences between the two species that it's meaningless to count. But if we're to pick the biggest difference from amongst them, it'd be the body's durability and recuperative ability. And it'll also be the gap between mindset and behavior that stems from it. So long as you aren't dead or fatally wounded, injuries are meaningless. The moment you accept it as common sense, the restriction on the body from your unconscious self to protect itself is lifted. And the limitations of which physical abilities can be exercised are increased greatly. My arm feels like it's going to break, but it definitely did pay off. The blows have gotten several times stronger, much more than compared to before. As the rebound I'd get from just swinging my fist felt like I was getting hit by a car. But, I'm not the only one here with the ability to regenerate. If I think about what just happened, I don't think it'll be weird if it happens again. The blows you landed earlier were stuck in well. The location, as well as the force. Although it won't die, it won't be able to recover immediately and get back up.